Hello everyone, welcome to MBA Karo. The notification for NMAT 2023 will be out very soon. In this video, I'm going to tell you about the examination, what is the exam pattern, what are the top colleges, and how is it different from other MBA entrance examinations. A lot of you will be appearing for NMAT 2023. So you must know the details that if you are preparing for NMAT, what extra you need to study and what kind of questions are there which are asked only in NMAT, because that will help you uh, do well on the examination. Because if you think कि CAT के लिए पढ़ रहे हैं NMAT की भी तैयारी हो जाएगी, it's fine, you will be able to cover most of the parts, but there are certain things which are asked only in NMAT, certain question types which are specific to NMAT. So please watch this video to understand the exam pattern well, and that will help you prepare well for the examination. So last year I appeared in NMAT. I appear in all the MBA entrance examinations. I got a score of 292. Okay, so this is my scorecard for the last year. So as you appear for the examination, within few hours, as soon as you complete the examination, you get a scorecard. They say that it is unofficial scorecard, but actually that is the same score you get after the result as well. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel and follow my Telegram group. So NMAT is conducted by GMAC, Graduate Management Admission Council, the organization that conducts GMAT. Okay, there are about 50 to 60,000 test takers, comparatively smaller, much smaller than CAT, because in CAT you have about 2 lakh aspirants writing the examination, so about 25%. Now, one thing which is about this examination is repeat takes. So you can take the examination 3 times, but there is a catch that for NMMS they consider only first attempt. So if you are targeting non NMMS colleges, they will accept other attempts as well, but NMMS accepts only one attempt. Now this is the timeline. Usually the notification is out in July or August, July end or August beginning. So online application will go on till October, and application fees last year was 2,800, and then you have 18% GST as well. So if you calculate, the total was 3,304. So quite an expensive admission form. And apart from that, there are a lot of other fees that you have to pay in order to apply to colleges. You have to pay for like GDPI, you have to pay. So there are a lot of finances involved in this examination. So it is basically wherein you have to spend a lot. So save money for the next few months, because you will be filling multiple examination forms and applying to different colleges. Now, test taking window is October to December. So mid October, around mid October, they start the window and goes until 20 December sort of thing. So it's a 2 month window. Okay, and you can take those examination on those specific dates and the timings. Result will be announced in January, in maybe the third or fourth week of January, and final result is announced in March. So GDPI, everything is done by March, and you get the final result that you are getting admission to the colleges. Now, this is the examination pattern. Now, unlike other examinations, wherein you have equals, if at all there is a sectional timing, equal sectional timing, like in CAT, you have 40, 40, 40 minutes. But in NMAT, there is a differential section timing. So the number of questions is same. This was the pattern till 2022. Okay, so let's wait and watch if the pattern remains the same, but very likely they will follow the same pattern. So you have 36 questions, 120 marks, but the time allotted is different. So obviously one knows that it takes lesser time to attempt English questions. So 28 minutes for language skills. Quant takes higher time, so 52 minutes for 28 questions. And for logical reasoning, 40 minutes for 36 questions. So total 120 minutes and 360 marks. Now the interesting thing is the marking scheme is not known to people. Okay, that's an adaptive platform, and like there is a differential marking, and that is not known. That's a black box. Okay, test takers can choose the order of sections. So, another interesting quality which is not present in other examinations is you can choose the order. Like if you want to attempt in this order, you want to attempt quant first, then logical reasoning, then language skills. Any order you can choose. So there are six orders, three factorial ways because there are three sections. So three factorial, six orders. So you can choose any order in which you wish to attempt the test. Okay, but the sectional timing will be these. Now there is no negative marking in the paper. Okay, and the marking is, you can see 36 questions, 120 marks. So marking is not disclosed. How they mark your answers, you will get an eventual score. A question could be viewed only once. A very important thing about this examination is you cannot go back to another question. So let's say if you have attempted a question, there is, like in the test window, like in other exams you have question palette, here you have next button. You can only visit the next question. You cannot go back to the previous question. So you need to be very careful while answering the questions also. Do not think that, okay, you can revisit the question. So it's a very strategic game that how do you proceed with attempting this paper. Now let's talk about the three sections and the kind of questions that are asked in the examination. So language skills, you have 2 to 3 passages. In some papers it was 2. In my slot it was 2. In some slots it was 3. And they are of 4 questions each. And maybe around 350 words passages. Then you have questions on parajumbles, error spotting. Now the ones that are I have highlighted in green, that are NMAT exclusive, okay, which are specifically asked in NMAT. So very important thing, prepositions. You get 5 to 6 questions based on prepositions. So you have to fill in the blanks using the prepositions given. So if you are preparing for NMAT, this is a very important topic because 5 to 6 questions is a good chunk. And if you have not prepared prepositions, maybe you might not be able to answer some of them. So prepare this chapter very well. Okay, as I focus on these things because I write all these examinations. I know what is different in different examinations. So this is a very important part of the section because 5 to 6 questions is a big number. Okay, so 5 to 6 questions अगर आपके सही होते हैं तो काफी difference पड़ सकता है exam में. Okay, then there are questions on verbal analogy. What is analogy? Analogy is that you are given two words. Let us say word one and word two, and then you are given a third word and you need to find the fourth word. So now these two words will have some relation. These two words will also have the same relation. Now these can be either synonyms or antonyms. So if they are synonyms, you have to choose an option which is a synonym of this word. If they are antonyms, you need to choose a word which is antonym of this word. Now this also has around 4 to 5 questions. So again, important topic because you do get questions from this. So from these two topics itself you get around 8, 10 or 12 questions, that type. Okay, depending on different slots. In some slots the number may be 4, some may be 6. So expect at least 8 to 10 questions from these two topics. So you need to work on your vocab as well. Work on vocab, very important. Now let's talk about the logical reasoning part. In the logical reasoning part, half of the section is at least critical reasoning. So maybe out of you have 36 questions. Out of 36, 18 to 20 are easily of logical of this is called critical reasoning. Now this is an important part for NMAT. If you do not focus on this, then you may not be able to do well in this section. So you have to prepare well for critical reasoning, okay, so that you can score well in this section. Half of it is critical reasoning, which includes statement conclusion, course of action, statement assumption, inference, arguments, etc. Then you have arrangement based puzzles, one or two puzzles, four questions per puzzle. You have input output based questions. Okay? Input output, this is a number based input output. Sometimes it is like in some examinations you might find text based also. This is purely number based input output and is a must. ये आता ही आता है. ठीक है. So you get around four question set based on इनपुट आउटपुट. सो इसकी भी प्रैक्टिस करनी है. ये जो चीजें मेंशन करो, दीज आर एनमैट एक्सक्लूसिव थिंग्स अपार्ट फ्रॉम अदर एग्जामिनेशंस. देन यू हैव सिलोजिज्म्स, फैक्ट स्टेटमेंट, लॉजिकल वेन डायग्राम, order ranking, number puzzles, etc. So those comprise the logical reasoning section. So you need to be good with critical reasoning in order to do well in this section. Next is quantitative skills. Now, quantitative skills, one thing that you need to keep in mind is like if you're preparing for CAT and are preparing for NMAT also, remember that there is no geometry. So previously it used to ask geometry questions, but there is now no geometry questions. What will you have? You will have data interpretation, 2 to 3 sets that will include your bar graph, line graph, tables, pie chart, etc. So 2 to 3 sets of data interpretation. Then you have data sufficiency, 4 questions. So remember that again, whatever topics I have highlighted are the ones that are important for these examinations. Okay, so data sufficiency is, you won't get too many data sufficiency in other exams, but in NMAT it's a compulsory topic. So you will get 4 questions from it. Then arithmetic and modern maths are the dominating parts. Okay, so arithmetic you may get, let us say, around 8 to 10 questions, and modern math also you will get around 5 to 6 questions. Okay, so this is a major chunk of the word problems. So whatever word problems you get apart from DI and DS, mostly it is arithmetic and modern maths. So arithmetic covers all topics like simple interest, compound interest, profit loss, speed, time, distance. Everything is being touched upon. 1 to 2 questions from each of the topics, most of the topics. And in modern maths, you get questions from PNC and probability. So if you, and they are moderate level, okay, not very difficult level. So if you are preparing for NMAT, do not skip these chapters. कई लोग सोचते हैं ना कि हमें permutation combination probability नहीं आती, छोड़ देते हैं. So maybe in CAT you might get a handful of questions, but in NMAT you get a good number of questions. So do not skip these topics for NMAT. So I am telling you these topics specifically because some students think कि अच्छा ये topic, students do not know, they while they prepare they think कि चलो ठीक है हम modern maths नहीं करेंगे, ठीक है. So you should know the reality, how many questions are asked from which topic, because that is important. Like if I tell you that data sufficiency, if you did not know that data sufficiency is asked, maybe you would not prepare for it, and you will lose 4 questions. Similarly, if you do not practice modern maths, 5 to 6 questions. If you are not good at it, maybe you cannot solve more than 2 questions. But if you have covered these topics thoroughly, you have higher chances of scoring better in the examination. Likewise, I told you in verbal ability, it is important to prepare prepositions. Now, these are the cutoffs for different colleges that for the last year. So you have sectional cutoffs as well as total cutoff. So sectional cutoff out of 120 and total out of 360. So you can see this list. So the cutoffs more or less remain the same. 232, 235. This is the general cutoff for NMMS Mumbai in each of these years. Okay, so लगभग इसके आसपास ही जाती है कट ऑफ. So this is for the GDPI. So then you have to do well in the GDPI and then eventually get into the colleges. Now, what are some features of NMAT which make it different? It is conducted in multiple slots. Okay, so you can take the examinations October, November, December. I will also make a video on when should you take exam. Some people will say कि there are some myths. Some people say कि December में exam difficult हो जाता है. There is nothing like that. Right? I have given examination in October. I have given in December, getting almost the same score. Okay, so it does not matter when you write the examination. चाहे आप अक्टूबर में दोगे, नवंबर में दोगे, दिसंबर में दोगे, does not matter. Okay, so that's for another video where I will discuss all these things. It is only Indian MBA exam with an adaptive marking. Now this is an interesting thing. Like initially you will see easy questions, and as you move forward you will start seeing difficult questions. Now what happens is, if you answer those, the marks per question will also increase. uh, and it is based on the data that they have, right? They have huge data of students, and as they progress, the marks for each question keeps on increasing, and if you answer them incorrectly, then the level will decrease. So it has an adaptive marking system which other exams do not have. Examination date can be rescheduled, but try avoiding that, because first of all you'll have to spend money, and then again the thing is that it will create unnecessary pressure again and again. So if you have scheduled a date, unless it's an emergency, please do not reschedule. Do not reschedule based on someone else saying कि अरे paper difficult आ रहा है, ठीक है? Because see, aptitude is not something that can be changed. So if you have started well on time, अगर आपने काफी पहले से MBA एग्जाम्स की प्रिपरेशन कर रही है, तो जब भी आपने शेड्यूल किया, give on that day. Many students fear and they start rescheduling it. Please do not do that. There are 3 attempts allowed, but only first is useful. Okay, rest are used in some other colleges if you want to apply. Okay, non-NMMS colleges. Order of sections can be chosen by the test taker. So keep this thing in mind. Like other examinations, like CAT, CAT has a fixed order: verbal ability, DILR, and then quant. In this, you can choose the order of sections. So go with the strategy. Okay, what order you wish to attempt the paper. You cannot revisit a question in the paper, so be careful while attempting the paper. There is no negative marking. The difficulty level is moderate. Okay, and across slots it is almost equal. So do not worry about the paper difficulty. The marking is fair. Okay, some people create rumors that नहीं, पहले जो पेपर देते हैं उनके मार्क्स ज्यादा आते हैं, बाद में कम आते हैं. There is a psychological reason behind it. Okay, the people who are well prepared, they write examination early, so definitely they will score well. The people who fear, they tend to reschedule their examination or give in the end, वो सोचते हैं लास्ट में देंगे, and they are not well prepared, they tend to get lower marks in the examination. And then people create a perception कि बाद में एग्जाम दोगे तो मार्क्स कम हो जाते हैं, स्टार्टिंग में देने से ज्यादा होता है. It's not the case. The difficulty level is almost similar. See, it is conducted by GMAT, जो GMAT कराते हैं. They have huge pool of data. Okay, so they use data analytics to design these papers. So do not come into any rumors कि बाद में पेपर आसान हो जाता है या difficult हो जाता है. It is almost equal across the slots. If you are preparing for NMAT and SNAP as well, MBA Karo has designed a course for it, which is launching on 31st of July. So it will have live classes plus recorded concept videos, and even for live classes, the recordings will be available. Okay, suppose in case like you miss the live class, so a lot of students have a doubt कि live class अगर miss हो गई तो क्या होगा. You can watch the recordings any number of times. You will get practice sheets with the classes. There will be doubt classes and doubt resolution in a dedicated group, wherein if whatever doubts you face, you can ask about those doubts. Okay, there are some exam specific topics which will be covered. As I told you कि NMAT में कुछ topics होते हैं वो specifically आते हैं. So those we will have specific classes for those as well. ऐसा नहीं कि general पढ़ा दिया. It will be exam specific. Whatever is asked in NMAT or SNAP, we will cover all those topics. Okay, so it covers both the examinations, NMAT as well as SNAP, because a lot of common students for these two examinations, and other institutes do not teach for these examinations. They just teach general for all exams. But there are certain specific topics which are tested in NMAT. Similarly, there are some specific topics which are tested in SNAP as well. I will someday create a video on those as well. So both these exams will be covered. Okay, and apart from that, you will get 10 full length NMAT mocks. And let me tell you, these are non-adaptive. Okay, so that later on you say that कि आपने बोल दिया था. There are some people who make false claims, so beware of them. See, it is not easy to make adaptive paper. Okay, it's not about technology, it's about the data. So if a very big institute that has been in the business for several years, has thousands of enrolled students, can claims that they have adaptive, maybe they might have. But if some new institute claims कि हमारा adaptive platform है, do not trust them. Okay, I'm clearly stating that it will be non-adaptive, but the type of questions, the difficulty of questions will be at par with NMAT level. ठीक है, तो उससे assurance लो कि you do not worry about the scores कि आपका score इसमें कितना आ रहा है, NMAT में कितना आएगा. ठीक है, for that you can take the official mock, that will give you an understanding. But the thing here is you will get the same kind of questions that are asked. Pattern वैसे ही रहेगा, जैसा क्वेश्चन आते हैं, जैसा I told you that preposition based questions or like critical reasoning questions, level almost same रहेगा. Only thing this, it is non-adaptive, and I admit that yes, it is not possible to create adaptive mocks unless you have years of data. Okay, so if some other institute claims that we have adaptive platform, so do not trust anyone easily unless they are a very old institute. ठीक है, जैसे मान लो करियर लॉन्चर कहता है, so yes, you can trust them because they have been into the business for several years. Okay, they have had thousands of students, उनके कई सालों से mocks चल रहे होंगे, so they have data of students. But if some new institute promises, do not fall into trap easily. Then there are 15 full length snap mocks as well. Since it will be covering snap as well, you will get mocks for snap also. Okay, so the link is given in the description of this video. So if you wish to enroll in the course, you can enroll. So we will have live classes, you will get the recordings as well, and the main thing is exam specific preparation would be done. ऐसा नहीं कि CAT का पढ़ा दिया. ठीक है, so whatever is tested in these examinations, all these topics will be covered in detail in this course. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for great content on MBA entrance examinations. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this video useful. And if you are preparing for NMAT, do let me know in the comments. And yes, if you have thought of writing this examination, start your preparation now itself, and so that you can appear in the examination well and can do well, क्योंकि इसका level comparatively CAT के level से कम रहता है. So let us say if you fear like let's say DILR of CAT, आपको लगता है CAT में बहुत ज़्यादा difficult आता है, या फिर RCs बहुत difficult आते हैं, so NMAT could be an examination which you can target. And I told you about the nitty-gritties of the examination, which are the topics tested, and also the examination pattern. And if you wish to enroll in the course, you may check here, and if you have any queries related to it, you can ask in the comments of this video. So thank you for watching this video.